Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. This is the Easter 2022 edition. We are recording this on Holy Thursday, and we got Easter in a couple days and Passover tomorrow. So those of you that are celebrating those holidays, happy spring holidays. How about that? I do this show every week, and I do it because I want to help answer life's unanswerable questions. And it's fun. We have callers that call in from all over, and it's always a crapshoot. I never know what questions people are going to ask. I never know who's going to call in. So it makes it fun each week. My intention in doing this show is to provide information, insight, and comfort to people all over the world by answering life's unanswerable questions, as I mentioned a minute ago. So what are you doing to prepare for Easter? I am planning an Easter get-together with my stepdaughter, Holly, and her family. She has 3 teenage boys, and we do an egg hunt, but it's a teenage version that I've come up with. And here's how it goes. I got tired of finding plastic eggs in my garden in August with rotten jelly beans and things in them. And at this stage, the teenagers, they just want money. So I hide the eggs throughout the garden, throughout the yard, and each colored egg has a different monetary value. So yellow maybe is worth $5, and greens may be worth $10, and pinks may be worth $1, and some of them are worth $20. And so they go gather the eggs, and then they bring them to Tim. And Tim, my husband, is the banker bunny. Granddad is the banker bunny. And so he cashes out, and they all leave with a wad of cash. So that's my teenage version of an egg hunt. And they love it. They just think it's a ball. So I hope you're planning something fun for your holiday this weekend. Let's go right to the phones. And our first caller is Susan. Hi, Susan.
Hi.
Hi. Where are you located?
I'm in Omaha.
Okay, terrific. Got a question for me?
I do. I have a very dear friend who has brain cancer.
Oh.
And she's done chemo and radiation, and it's not responding. And I wondered if there was anything you might be able to find that might be able to help her.
Sure. What's her name, Susan?
Turn that around. Her name is Janet.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Her name is Janet.
Janice? Okay. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit, because we're all spirits attached to a body having a human experience. And when we're attached to a body, we vibrate more slowly simply because the body has mass. So I'm going to watch a laser beam come from my body here in Birmingham, Alabama, Susan. It's going to hook into you in Omaha. And then I'm going to have a hologram of you in my mind's eye. And from you, I'm going to watch a laser beam go to your friend Janice. Is she there in Omaha with you?
Yeah, and it's Janet with a T. J-A-N.
Oh, Janet.
Yeah.
Okay. Terrific.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hook into Janet, and then I'll ask her permission if I can scan her. And if she says yes, I will, and if she says no, I won't. And all is not lost, however, because we can talk to her spirit and see what's going on. The reason that I won't scan somebody if they refuse is because I believe it's an invasion of their privacy. And I don't have a problem talking with their spirit, because their spirit's going to tell us what it wants us to know. But it's not like we're looking at her x-rays without her permission. So that's kind of how I rationalize talking to spirit. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama. Heading to you in Omaha. Got you. Okay, going to Janet. Janet, I'm talking to Susan. Is it okay if I scan you energetically? She's saying no. Have you talked to her about this, Susan?
No.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to scan her internally. What I can tell you is she's not dying at the moment. I can look at the outside of her, and her spirit is inside of her body. When somebody's dying, Susan, their spirit exits the body through the top of the head, and it looks like a bubble, like a speech bubble in a cartoon. And it hangs on to the top of the head as the person's going through the dying process. So she is not dying at the moment, but let's talk to her spirit for a minute. So are you ready to go? She said, absolutely not. Are you in pain? She said, yes. Are you, what do you need? She said, more pain meds. Is that what she's been telling you when you talk to her? Does she seem to be in pain?
No, not at all.
Okay. All right. Maybe she's just not telling you because she's saying she's in pain and she needs more pain meds. Did you have a question for her?
I just wanted to know if she would like to be healed, but if she doesn't want the scan.
Yeah, maybe talk to her and explain to her what this is, and then we'll try again another time. But she says she's not ready to go, so I think that's a good sign. When she's done, then she'll go to heaven. So what a sweet friend you are to call and ask about her.
She's a wonderful friend too.
Oh, I bet. Okay. Well, thanks for calling. Happy Easter. Happy Passover. Bye-bye.
I appreciate it.
Let's go to Catherine next. Hi, Catherine.
Hi, Julie. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome. Where are you?
I'm in Salt Lake City.
Okay, terrific. What you got for me? What kind of question do you have for me this evening?
I just need your healing if it's possible. I've had root canals before, and I have a tooth on the top right and the top bottom that are real sensitive to heat and cold, and I can't do any more root canals. Can you help heal them for me or help me to know what to do?
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, I don't heal anybody. Neither does anybody else. Neither does any doctor or medical provider. We all heal ourselves, Catherine. But what we're doing is we're helping facilitate you healing yourself. I use the analogy a lot of, think of when somebody has surgery. At the end of the procedure, the surgeon's going to close the incision with surgical sutures and staples. The surgeon doesn't make the patient's skin grow back. The patient makes their own skin grow back. And so that's what's happening. So I believe it's spirit working through me and with me to help you heal yourself. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to connect to you. And here I go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading over to you in Salt Lake. All right, got you. Okay, so it went to your upper right first. Did you tell me you had a root canal there?
No, I have a couple of crowns, but I've had root canals before, and the last one, they hit a nerve, and so I just don't want to do ever again if I can keep from it.
Okay. Well, the energy went to the upper right side of your mouth, in your molars, in the back. And did you have a root canal up there at some point? It looks like you have, to me, that you have had a root canal, or you have, yes. Okay. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm tunneling out the inside of those tooth sockets, if you will, and putting stem cell energy in there to regenerate them. Let's just do your whole mouth at one time. So all your root canals are being regenerated with stem cell energy right now. And there's stem cell energy, looks like a light amber colored gel, Catherine. It's going in the sockets. It has sparkles in it because it's woo-woo. Got to have sparkles with woo-woo. And it has a watery consistency. It reminds me of Dippity-Doo hair gel. Are you old enough to remember Dippity-Doo?
Yes, I'm probably older than you.
So I'm watching that. There's a vortex spinning inside of your mouth, and that is regenerating all that tissue. In the meantime, something that can help a lot with the sensitivity is go to the store and get some of that Sensodyne toothpaste. don't get the whitening one, just get the regular Sensodyne one and rub it on your gums. And that's going to help desensitize your mouth. You'll be amazed at how well that happens. I had a dentist tell my husband that one time, and he said, "Oh, that just sounds ridiculous." So he tried it, and sure enough, it worked great. So I've always remembered that. So get the Sensodyne, just the regular old-fashioned, just regular Sensodyne, and rub it on the base of where your teeth are that are sensitive, and that'll help a lot. Okay. All righty. Hope you feel better. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All righty. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll see who's next. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show, so stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. Our next caller's Whitney. Hi, Whitney. Hi, Whitney. Are you there? Hello, hello. Whitney. Okay, let's go to Diana then. Hi, there you are. Okay. Hang on a second. Diana, I'll come to you next. Hi, Whitney. Hi, Whitney.
Thanks so much for taking my call.
You're welcome.
Okay. My question is about my daughter. She's 18, and she has these dark clouds that come on randomly and suddenly that leave her in kind of a teary mess. They can last for hours or days, and that didn't seem to have any rhyme or reason to why they're happening. And I'd really like to know what is causing them, and how can we help her?
Okay, what's her name, Whitney?
Marta is the name she allowed me to use.
Okay, and where are you located?
In Western North Carolina.
Okay. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect from you to Marta, and then I'll ask her permission, and we'll see if she will allow me to scan her, and if she will, fine. If not, then we'll talk to her spirit, like what I was describing earlier with that. So here we go. Okay. Here comes my laser beam. Heading east from Sweet Home, Alabama. And, all right, got you. Got Marta. Marta, I'm talking to your mom. Is it okay if I scan you energetically? She's saying yes. So good job setting that up. Okay. So what's going on? Her hormones are out of whack. She looks like a wilting plant. Is she on the pill? Is she on the birth control pill? Do you know?
She was on it for a few months, and it made her even more depressed, and so she got off of it, and now she has an IUD.
Okay.
And I had suspected hormones, but it feels kind of tricky.
It is. So IUDs, most of them have hormones impregnated in them, and they release them over time in the IUDs. So what you want to do is you want to find somebody who's a functional medicine doctor, and I would prefer that you find somebody who's a GYN. In the meantime, I've shot some energetic estrogen into her. Her hormones are out of whack, and so that's just sending her emotions all over the place. And it's kind of like, think about postpartum, women after they have a baby when their hormones are whacked, or a woman going through perimenopause. A lot of times they're on an emotional roller coaster ride. So I would find somebody who specializes in bioidentical hormones. Does she need the IUD for birth control, or they're doing it to try and help with her mood swings?
I think she'd like it going forward, to college and to have it. Yeah, she would.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, I would find a GYN who's skilled with bioidentical hormones. Those are the hormones that our bodies make when we're her age, when we're young and fertile and able to pop out babies. The synthetic hormones are the birth control pill, the IVF medicine, that kind of stuff. And those have extra molecules added to their formulas. So those are not going to be as good for her as the bioidentical. I would find somebody who's a GYN who knows what they're doing with the bioidenticals, at least get her on a level playing field so that she's not so up and down.
Okay.
The other thing, too, Whitney, that you can do is tell her to really stay away from sugar and processed foods because that's going to just exacerbate the mood swings. Does she like stuff that's refined?
Okay.
I mean, is she a sugar girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they kind of all are at that age, like the fast food and whatnot.
Right.
But I will tell her that. Do you feel like that the IUD is a manageable? Is it manageable? The hormone levels that it's putting off. Does that feel like something we can work with?
I'm getting it's not in her best interest to continue with that. I think there are other ways that they can give her birth control that are not going to send her hormones into just a tailspin. And her body's just not reacting well to them. So I would suggest finding an alternative, and I really would suggest finding somebody who's versed in the bioidentical hormones that it can get her back to a level playing field, because it sounds like her hormones are out of whack. Okay, so I hope that helps.
Okay, and it does, and does it seem like she's in a hurry to be well before college? Does it seem like we could make a big impact before fall, to heal her so that
you can make a big impact in 24 hours. 24 hours. Yeah.
Okay.
With the right hormones. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So the key is going to be finding a doctor that knows what they're talking about. So good luck to you and to her too at school. Thanks for calling. You bet. All right. Let's go to Diana next. Hi, Diana.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Sorry to fake you out last time.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I said sorry to fake you out last time. I called on you when Whitney didn't answer when I called on her, and then I had to go back to her. So I promised you I'd come back to you, and here I am.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Where are you located?
I'm sorry, Elkhart, Indiana.
Okay, terrific. You got a question for me?
Yes. And it's a heavy question.
Okay.
But anyway, why was my husband murdered? What did he feel and how is he now?
Oh, I'm so sorry. How long ago did that happen?
A year ago.
Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. What's your husband's name?
52 years. His name is Willie.
Willie.
We've been married 52 years. We've been together 55.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Diana, I'm going to hold you over for the break, and then we'll get you back on and we'll talk to Willie. How about that? And ask him some questions. Everybody stay with us. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. We'll be right back with Diana and Willie. Welcome back, everybody. Before the break, we were talking with Diana. Diana, you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. And we were talking about your husband, Willie. I'm so sorry. You said he was murdered about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. His spirit has come in. He's standing next to you. Do you have a question for him?
How did he feel? And how's he doing?
Says he's doing great. He's in heaven. He said it's amazing. It's more amazing than we can even comprehend with our human minds. I hear that a lot. He's saying he's around you all the time. He's saying that he's with you more now than he was when he was alive, because he's with you all the time now. Any other questions for him?
How did he feel when he was being murdered?
He said that it was painful. It was painful, but it was quick. And so he said it was painful, and then all of a sudden it was like he was floating. He said it was just like somebody turned a switch off, and then there was no pain. don't you schedule an appointment with me and we can have a whole hour to talk to him? And we'll be able to get a bunch of your questions answered and get you some peace. Have you read my book, Angelic Attendants, yet, Diana?
No.
Okay. If you email me, julie@askjulieryan.com, I'll send you a link for it and send you a book to read, a free download, so you can read it or listen to it. I believe it'll give you some comfort. So consider scheduling a whole hour with me, and then we'll have a lot of time to talk to Willie. But in the meantime, know that we're all thinking about you. Everybody's listening to this show. Everybody send Diana some prayers and some positive thoughts. And I hope you find some comfort in that. I'm so sorry this has happened. So email me, and I'll send you a link to my book. And I believe that'll give you some comfort. Okay?
What was that email address again?
Julie@askjulieryan.com. Julie@askjulieryan.com. Okay. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Let's go to Chloe next. Hi, Chloe.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, girl. I'm sorry you have to follow such a tough call on that one.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
I feel for that would be really hard.
I know. I can't even imagine. Well, where are you located?
I'm actually in Helena, Montana.
Okay. Terrific. What's going on out there? Are you having good weather? Is it spring yet?
Surprisingly, it's not snowing. Everywhere else in the state's getting a bunch of snow. So
good. Well, see, you just got a silver cloud over you with some sunshine, which is a good thing. Well, you got a question for me?
Yes, I do. So I have endometriosis. I was diagnosed at 15, and I had surgery at 15 to get scar tissue removed. Mm-hmm. And about 6 months later, I got pregnant with my daughter when I was on birth control. So I never had kids, but obviously I did. But now I'm 22 and married and trying to have another baby, and we're not having any luck. Nothing's working. So the doctors think I need to have surgery again, and I'm just trying to find out if there's anything else wrong that I should be focusing on, or if I do need to just have surgery.
Okay. All right. So they want to scope you and go in and clean out the endo again is probably what they're thinking, right?
Yeah.
Are you having pain with the endo?
Yeah, but it's a lot better. I haven't been on any hormonal birth control since my daughter was a year old, and she's 5 now. So my periods are regular now, and I'm definitely not in as much pain as I used to be, but still there.
Okay. All right. Well, let me get you on my radar, Chloe, and then we'll go from there, see what's going on. So here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading out to you in Montana. And got you shooting energy. Yeah, you got a bunch of endo. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm lasering it out. It looks like spider webs. It looks like, that fake spider web material that you can buy at Halloween and stretch it out and put it on a bush or in a window or something like that. So that's what it looks like. So I'm lasering it out. And do you eat a lot of sugar or processed foods, refined foods like breads and cereals and jazz like that?
Yeah, I try not to. I've gone gluten-free many times. I don't do well on gluten.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not just gluten, it's anything refined because it absorbs like sugar. And they're finding that if you can avoid sugar or anything refined, that it's really going to help the endo a lot. It's going to help your body not produce it. So think about if God made it, eat it. If man made it in a factory, do your best to avoid it is kind of my rule. Do I follow it 100% of the time? No. but I do a pretty good job of it, and it's really going to improve your health a lot. So let's ask, is it in Chloe's best interest to have laparoscopic surgery to clear out the endo so that she can get pregnant? I'm getting a yes on that. I've cleared it out energetically, so when you have the surgery, it's going to be a breeze. Just go do it on the human side of the equation. And I believe you'll get pregnant quickly. There are 2 baby's energies above your right shoulder, by the way. They look like little orbs. And these baby's energies attach to the mom's energy field before they're conceived. Do you know what the bubble from The Wizard of Oz, that the Glinda the Good Witch came into the Wizard of Oz in the bubble? You know what that is, what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what baby spirits look like.
Yeah.
Or have you ever seen an orb in a... like a picture, a photograph, a family photograph or something like that. Those are spirits. If you put the picture on your monitor on your computer and you blow it up really big, sometimes you can see faces in them, which is pretty fun. So yeah, you have 2 baby spirits that are there. It doesn't mean they're both going to be born or incarnate, but 2 of them have attached to your energy field. So I'm getting full speed ahead. Consider getting the procedure done, and I think you'll have another baby in no time. So I hope that helps.
Great. Thank you, Julie.
You're welcome.
Good. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, let's see who's next. It's Stacy. So let me go to Stacy here. Hi, Stacy.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome. How are you? Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm good. Let me turn down my TV. I was excited that you picked me. So I'm just going to jump right into it. So I've experienced a lot of loss lately. And I'm just wondering, today's kind of a crazy day for me, and just wondering if my loved ones, and I texted you and wanted to know if my cat was dead because I can't find her.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you find her yet?
No.
Oh, I get she's not. She's not. She's not. I'm getting that she's still alive. Will she come back? I get yes, she will.
Oh, my God.
So I hope that helps. Yeah. Where are you located, Stacy?
There's a lot. In California, Pacifica, California.
Okay. All right. Why are you having a bad day? Because of your cat?
No, it's the anniversary of my mom's death and her day, the same day.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Kind of a gloomy one.
So it's her heavenly birthday and her earthly birthday on the same day. So she died on her birthday?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You don't hear that very often. She wanted to make it easy on you to remember her earthly birthday and her heavenly birthday.
Apparently.
Do you have a question for her?
No, actually, I don't have a question for her. I'm so sorry to take up some time. I had a question for my father who passed away a couple of years ago. I just want to know if he's hearing me talk to him because I'm asking for signs.
Yes, he is. What signs are you asking for?
He usually comes to me in numbers.
Oh. Okay. The number that just came into my head from him was 75. Look for 75. I don't know what that significance is. 75 is 12, right? 7 plus 5 is 12. 1 plus 2 and 12 is 3. 3 is the Trinity. It's spiritual perfection. So he's saying look for 75. You know that numerology thing? I mean, that's advanced math for me. I can add 1 and 2 together and 7 and 5 and some of those, but it's yeah. He's saying look for the number 75. And it doesn't have to be by itself, Stacy. It can be in the middle of another number too, where you see a 7 and 5 together. So kind of fun. All righty. Stay with us, everybody. We're going to take another quick break. And when we come back, we're going to get Pat on the phone. We'll see what Pat has to say. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We had Miss Pat queued up next. Hi, Pat.
Hello, Julie. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good.
Terrific. Where are you?
I'm in northern Iowa.
Okay, terrific.
Okay. What I'm calling for is my son is having some digestive issues.
Okay.
30-something. But anyway, most of the medical tests have not turned up anything that is causing all his GI tract issues. And I was wondering if you could try to scan him and see if you could find something.
Sure. What's his name, Pat?
In southern Iowa. It's Kelly, Kelly.
Okay. All right. Am I on the speaker by any chance? If I am, if you'd get me off, I'd appreciate it.
No,
I'm getting
not.
some feedback.
I'll try to talk louder.
Okay. I can hear you fine. I was just hearing some feedback. So, all right. I'm going to connect to you. And then from you to Kelly. I love his name. All right. Kelly, I'm talking to your mom. Is it okay if I scan you energetically? He's saying yes. So I don't know if you set that up with him, but good job. If he's
telepathically,
agreeing. Telepathically. Hey, that's all that's all that you need, right? I always think of the Aboriginal people in Australia, Pat. They communicate telepathically. The indigenous people down there for centuries. They've been communicating telepathically across thousands of miles. People say, well, that's just woo-woo. I'm like, yeah, well, people have been doing it since the beginning of time with, not just with spirits that are deceased, but with people that are hooked, their spirits that are hooked to a body. So, all right, enough already. Let me get my laser beam hooked in. What? Sorry. I went down a rabbit hole on that one, didn't I? All right. Got that.
Okay.
Yeah. He's full of yeast. Full. He looks like somebody dusted him with powdered sugar inside his body. So he needs to get a hold of some nystatin pass. And nystatin is spelled Nystatin, nystatin. It's an antifungal that will kill yeast on contact. It's what they give babies for thrush, so it doesn't cause any side effects. That's number one. Have him stay low on the food chain with what he's eating. Have him avoid sugar, anything that's refined. Have him avoid things that are fermented, like wine, beer, alcohol, kimchi, sauerkraut, yogurt, vinegar, soy sauce, things like that. Have him, if he's going to eat fruit, peel it, because there's tons of yeast on the peel of fruit. He's going to peel an orange anyways, but an apple, a peach, a pear, a plum. I don't expect him to peel a blueberry or a grape, but certainly peel fruit when he can. And then freeze and reheat leftovers if he has leftovers, and get a hold of some nystatin. And then lastly, Pat, if you have him email me, julie@askjulieryan.com, and ask for the gut biome test, we'll send a link to a discount to get it's a fancy name for a poop test, and we'll get a gut biome test.
Yeah, I think he's already done that, medically.
Yeah. Well, the ones that the doctors do sometimes are not as helpful as this one, because this one will tell him what are his best foods to eat and what foods to avoid. And some of them are foods that he may be eating because he thinks they're healthy, but they're just not healthy for him right now. So it may make sense for him to check it out and see if it's one that he's done. He doesn't need a doctor's order for it, and he can do it at home. Yeah, I know. Talking to anybody about doing that, let alone a young man, is like, you want me to do what, Mom? I'm sure.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, I think it's just to the place where, the medical side of things hasn't found anything. And,
right.
I understand because I go through the same thing. But
well, and they're not schooled in that. There really aren't.
Go ahead.
I was going to say there really aren't very many tests for that the regular doctors know about. They weren't educated on it. There's really not much written about it because the nystatin's been off patent, I think, for 70 years or something like that. So none of the drug companies are making money off of it. And they write articles they do studies and write articles on stuff they're able to make money on. And when the patents expire and they're generics that come in, they're not making the same amount of money. So there's not that financial incentive with that. So most doctors don't know. As a matter of fact, my doctor who got me well, I had yeast overgrowth for the first 40 years of my life, the late Dr. Truss, he called it the missing diagnosis. And this guy was Cornell educated. He was an internist. He taught at Cornell Medical School for years, Pat. And when he retired, he moved here to Birmingham. Mm-hmm. And he said these doctors, they don't know about it. And when he spoke about it at conferences, he was ridiculed, even though he had that Ivy League credential. Mm-hmm. So right. they just don't know.
You tell if
it's something different.
Yeah. Well, can you tell if the yeast was caused by mold?
Yeast is usually caused by mold.
How do you get
antibiotics, steroids, other medicines, eating non-organic food, being around Roundup.
Doing a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he live in an agricultural area?
Yeah, he's a farmer.
Yeah, he's around Roundup. That'll give it to you. Yeah. Pesticides, herbicides. Yep.
Okay.
All that stuff. So back to my Dr. Truss. Yeah, nystatin and that diet stuff. Back to my Dr. Truss, I always say I think he's sitting on a cloud in heaven looking down at me going, "You go, girl," because I'm teaching people all over the world what he taught me and what he used to get me well. So I know it works. So, Pat, I hope that helps with your son, and I sure hope he feels better.
Thank you, Julie, very much.
You are so welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, take care. That nystatin is one of those medicines that's, like I mentioned, it's been off patent for about 70 years. And my prescription when I get it is I have a $5 copay. So that tells you nobody's making any money off of it. So if you want to know more about my Dr. Truss, my late Dr. Truss, just look him up. His first name, it was initial C, Orion, Orion, Truss, TRUSSMD. And his books are called The Missing Diagnosis. And he was just brilliant. And he was in his 80s when I met him. So he used to take me back in his lab and let me look through his microscope. It was really fun. Stay with us, everybody. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll get more callers on. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. Welcome back, everybody. We do this show every Thursday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific. The call-in number is 667-770-1476, and the access code is 483-620-POUND. Now, this information is available on my website, AskJulieRyan.com, and in the show notes anywhere you download podcasts. You can find us on all the main networks, and just download us. We're also on Alexa and YouTube. Let's see, what else? We'll post a note every week on Thursday to let you know that we're going to do a live show. Most weeks I do a live show, just a handful of them if I'm traveling. I'll have somebody who's a fun guest, and I'll have a pre-recorded interview that we'll play for you. And I get a lot of good comments about those, but then I'll hear people say, "When are you coming back?" So they got questions that they need answered, and I love answering them. So it's a win-win, right? Be sure to remember to rate this podcast. Just go to ratethispodcast.com/Julie. ratethispodcast.com/Julie if you're listening to it on demand. Some of you listen live. But you can leave a review, and then you'll be entered into a drawing for a free session with me valued at $200. And I choose a winner the first Thursday of every month. So ratethispodcast.com/Julie. Let's see, what else? We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest at Ask Julie Ryan. And while you're on my website, AskJulieRyan.com, be sure to sign up for my weekly newsletter. You can also schedule an appointment with me. I'm booked out a couple of months, but the key is get on my calendar and then keep your confirmation email and check it periodically. Check the reschedule button because people reschedule all the time, multiple people every week, and you can usually get in earlier if you want to. But even if you've waited a while, everybody always says to me, I'm so glad that I waited because this and this has happened. And what I wanted to talk to you about when I scheduled the appointment is different. I've got something more pressing. So I figure we always talk when we're supposed to. So there's that. I have 2 spots left for my angelic attendant training. They're in October, those spots. I started the April class on Saturday, and we'll do week 2 this Saturday. And they're extraordinary. I limit it to 12 people. And so if you're thinking about wanting to take angelic attendant training, you'll learn how to do all the stuff that I do. It's so much fun. Then you'll be part of the angelic attendant training community, which is really extraordinary. And so go ahead and sign up for that because once those spaces are full, then we'll start scheduling for January of 2023. In the meantime, my IT team is still working on the online training. I've asked them to do some stuff that they tell me is complicated, and they're having to figure it out. So we're really, really close. I know I keep saying it's going to be soon. It's going to be soon, but we're down to the wire, down to the last few details. So they're doing that. That's going to be self-paced. It's going to be online. Anybody can take it. And then we're going to have practice groups several times a week that you can join once you go through the Angels and Enlightenment training. That's the self-paced online training. And those classes, practice sessions are all going to be facilitated by my angelic attendant training graduates. So the big training, those graduates are going to be facilitating those classes. So it's going to be an amazing community as well. And I'll be giving you more details on that. It's just taken longer than I thought it would. So everything you need to know is at AskJulieRyan.com. So check it out. All righty. Here's our question this week, and it comes from Helen, and Helen lives in Fairfield, Iowa. Speaking of Iowa, Pat, we just talked to Pat from Iowa, and she said, Dear Julie, I've had 15 very vivid dreams, and she's got that in all caps, very vivid dreams of seeing clearly with both eyes without having cataract surgery. A few years ago, an eye doctor told me that I had a very rare condition that he had only seen in books, and that if I ever had cataract surgery, there would need to be a retina specialist on standby. Of course, that scared me to death, and I promised myself that I would find some other way to get rid of my cataracts. I also have glaucoma and use eye drops for it. Lately, the blurriness has been increasing, especially in the right eye. This was about the same time I started having the vivid dreams of seeing clearly. My sister Andrea has encouraged me to reach out to you as she's had marvelous healing experiences with you in the last year. So, my question is, have you ever been able to dissolve or remove cataracts in anyone and also eliminate glaucoma? And would you be able to do this for me? Thank you so much, Helen. Now remember, Helen, nobody heals anybody else. We heal ourselves. I help you heal yourself, right? Nobody, no doctor, no medical provider, no healer heals anybody else. I feel like I'm the tugboat captain and you're the ship, and I help steer you safely into port, and then you take over once we get into port. So here's my response for Helen. Hi, Helen. Thanks for your note, and thanks to your sister for introducing us. Yes, I often work with clients who have cataracts and glaucoma. The Cleveland Clinic says cataracts are the clouding of the lens of your eye, which is normally clear. Most cataracts develop slowly over time, causing symptoms such as blurry vision. Cataracts can be surgically removed through an outpatient procedure that restores vision in nearly everyone. And the American Academy of Ophthalmology says glaucoma is a disease that damages your eye's optic nerve. It usually happens when fluid builds up in the front part of your eye. That extra fluid increases the pressure in your eye, damaging that optic nerve. Easy for me to say. I like to explain what these different things are that people ask about because not everybody knows what glaucoma is. Most people know what cataracts are, but a lot of people don't know what glaucoma is. They've heard of it, but they don't know what it is. So I just go to the sources. I went on to say, to help you heal, I first energetically connected to you and was led to your left eye. I watched, in my mind's eye, the cloudy lens get removed and replaced with an energetic intraocular lens, IOL. Then the same procedure was done on your right eye. Next, I saw an energetic laser make a few tiny holes in both eyes. This will help relieve the pressure associated with your glaucoma. If you decide to have cataract surgery, I believe you'll have a fabulous outcome since it's already happened energetically. Healings occur on the energetic level and integrate into the body. That can happen instantly, take days, weeks, months, or longer, and may need complementary care like surgery, medicine, etc. It's always our spirit's prerogative to integrate the healing in a way that will best facilitate what it's exploring in this lifetime. Hope this helps you see clearly. P.S. For dream interpretation, please contact Monica Lever at thedreamintuitive.com. She is quite good and is a graduate of my Angelic Attendant Training Program. So, Miss Helen, I hope that helps, and I hope you can see clearly here soon. But don't worry about getting that cataract surgery because it's just a breeze. I've been in a bunch of them, and you're in the operating room maybe 10 minutes, and I know that they'll need to have a specialist there, but so what? They'll have a specialist there. It'll be great. You'll do just fine. So keep that in mind. Alrighty, let's go back to the phones, and our next caller is Denise. Hi, Denise.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Hello?
How are you doing?
Okay. I was calling because my grandmother is, she's transitioning. She's dying now. I was just wondering when, we thought she was going to die last week. She's 95 in a nursing home. I just left her, as a matter of fact. I was just wondering when, if you have a feeling when she's going to go. I mean, it's been a week already.
Yeah. Is she coherent, Denise?
Not really now, no.
Okay. Kind of in and out?
Yeah.
Okay. Does she know you guys are there? Does she act like she knows you're there when you're there?
She did, but now, the past, 2 days, she's really out of it because they've given her morphine and Ativan.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering.
Yeah. Where are you located, Denise?
I'm in Toms River, New Jersey.
Okay.
She was in Jackson, New Jersey, in a nursing home.
Okay. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to you and from you to your grandmother, and then I'll get her on my radar and see what's going on. All right. Got your grandmother. What do you call her?
Rose, Nana. We call her Nana.
Nana. Okay. Your Nana's in phase 10 of the 12 phases of transition. Do you know what that is, Denise?
Yeah, somewhat, yeah.
Okay, all right. If you go on my website, AskJulieRyan.com, you'll see illustrations. It's how we're surrounded by angels and our deceased loved ones and the spirits of deceased pets. And so she's in phase 10, so she's very, very close. And they're angels. She's surrounded by angels. Say that again?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
She's surrounded by angels and lots of spirits. And there's a vortex that's above her head that's spinning. Imagine what a funnel cloud, like a tornado, looks like. And that's going to help her spirit evacuate from her body. So let's ask her my 3 questions that I always ask. Are you ready to go? So, Nana, are you ready to go? Yes. Are you in pain? No. What do you need? Just for God to take me, is what she's saying.
Oh, yeah.
So remember when you're with her, even if she's non-responsive, Denise, she can hear you. Okay, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So let her know you're there and talk to her. when you're there. And I hope that helps. And also read my book, Angelic Attendants, because that'll help give you some peace and give you a lot of information as you and your family go with us. And then one last thing, look for little miracles along the way. They'll be plentiful. Okay, everybody, we'll be right back. And our next caller is going to be Sally. So we'll see what Sally has to say. Stay with us. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. Welcome back. Let's get Sally on the phone. Hi, Sally.
Hey, how are you?
I'm terrific. How are you?
I'm great. I'm calling from Townsend, Vermont.
Oh, wonderful.
Down in southeast corner of Vermont, near New Hampshire and Massachusetts. And I'm actually
that is
calling
beautiful.
Dog Remy. It's beautiful here.
I bet. Are the hills still alive with the sound of music?
Yeah. They damn well are. Yes.
I went to the Von Trapp, ski lodge thing, because you have to when you're in Vermont. I was in Stowe, and so I called Tim and I started singing "The Hills Are Alive." I said they are still alive with the sound of music, and he's like, "Oh, you're such a maniac," but it's beautiful.
That's right. We're quite a bit south of there.
Yeah.
And we're like 20 minutes from Massachusetts, 10 minutes from New Hampshire. We're way down in the east part of Vermont. And,
sure.
It's still very cold here. There's no green grass. It's mud season.
Come on down. My azaleas are in bloom, and they're gorgeous. So come on down.
Don't start with me.
And my dogwoods and my fothergilla are blooming, and like all kinds of stuff. So the wisteria is starting to bloom, and it grows wild down here, Sally. And so you drive down the road and it hangs off the trees in the woods. It's the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen. It's just a riot. The purple primarily wisteria, and it's just incredible. Yeah, I digress. You got a question for me?
I do. I'm calling on behalf of my wonderful dog, Remy.
Okay.
He is a shepherd mix that's 12 and a half years old, and he suffered a tremendous loss along with me 3 years ago, last month, of my husband and his soulmate, Kirk. And, he's started walking kind of funny. And I've got an appointment with the vet, but I can't even get in until June. And I
can't get in until June?
Is he okay?
Wow.
It's so hard to get into the vet.
Wow. I know there's a shortage.
Thing, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Very big time.
My daughter-in-law is a vet, and she tells me that there's such a huge shortage of veterinarians. Okay, so what I'm going to do...
No, I'm sure there's more cases, more urgent than mine, but, he's so important to me because he's all I have left.
Yeah.
After my husband died.
Okay.
And I just want to know he's okay, and why is he walking in this funny way?
Yeah. Okay, so I've connected to you and from you to him while you were talking. It looks to me like it's his left back hip is giving him some pain. Does he seem to be limping on that side of his body?
He's walking like all of his joints are locked.
Okay, yeah.
And so he's protecting himself.
Yep, it's the left back hip. So he's got, what I'm doing is I'm injecting stem cell energy into that back left hip. I'll just do it in all of his joints. His spirit's in his body. He's not dying at the moment. But and those big dogs, a lot of times they'll get hip dysplasia. They'll have problems in their hips. The back hips especially, and they're just so pitiful when that happens. So stem cell energy, Sally, looks like a light amber colored gel, has sparkles in it, has a watery consistency, reminds me of Dippity-Doo hair gel. If you're of a certain age, you'll know what I'm talking about.
I remember Dippity-Doo.
Yep. And so when I describe it to you, you're my assistant. You're my healing assistant here. And so I've put it in all of his joints. There's a vortex spinning above the back of him, and that's going to transform that stem cell energy into some new cartilage. So hopefully that will help.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. But his spirit's in his body. He's not dying at the moment.
No, I just, that's always the thing with a dog. They can't tell you what's going wrong.
Right.
They can't tell you what hurts,
It's his joints, it's his hips, especially the left back hip. So hopefully that will help. Okay. So thanks for calling. I hope you get some spring flowers soon.
Oh, we're getting crocus all over the place.
There you go. See? It's happening. All righty. Wow. Thanks, Sally. Let's go to Denise next. Hi, Denise. Hi, Denise. Okay. Well, then let's go to Alex. Hi, Alex.
Hey.
Hi. How are you?
It's been ages since we've talked.
Well, terrific. That's so nice to hear your voice.
One of the things that happened... Pardon?
I said, so nice to hear your voice.
And it's so great to hear yours. Back in August, 3 doctors ignored why my skin was splitting open because it was just oozing the fluid. It was so packed with fluid. And cellulitis had set in, which put me in the hospital and rehab for 5 weeks.
Oh, boy.
They took 100 pounds of fluid off of my body.
Holy mother, girl. Wow.
And I'm livid. Thank you. In 2 weeks. 100 pounds in 2 weeks.
Wow.
And that's how much water retention I had because of the lymphedema, and the cellulitis, which 3 doctors ignored. So let's just say, I'm calling from Salt Lake. Let's just say I am not impressed with Utah's medical field. I'm not from Utah, and when I can get out of here, I will. In the meantime, the reason I'm calling is the legs are swelling. I've gained some of that weight back just because the body wants to hang on to the water. I got to
Okay, Alex, hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk to Alex some more about her cellulitis and why she's retaining water. So stay with us, everybody. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show, and we'll be back in a couple minutes. Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking with Alex, who was in the hospital and then rehab with cellulitis. Good heavens, girl. How are you feeling now? You said you're starting to get some of that water retention again?
Yes, I am, because with the lymphedema, after cancer treatments, they don't tell you that it's going to destroy your lymph system. And if anybody's undergoing cancer, it could. So if you look at the lymph system being like a well pump to help get the fluid off of the lower part of your body and pumping it back up, it broke. I don't know how else to put it. It broke. So I used to be a dancer, nice trim legs that, sorry guys, I would stop them in their tracks. And now
you and Ann Margaret, sort of like, huh?
Go away. Oh, yeah. And just that nice little line up and just that nice curve. It was good. It was good while I had it. But things change in life. Yeah. But it's every time I take a step, if you've ever walked across a waterbed, I feel like I always, with every step, I have to get my sea legs. Mm-hmm. And so far I have not fallen, but I would like the ocean to quit swaying back and forth inside my legs.
Yeah.
And when I bind them, all the fluid does is go to another part, and when I unbind it, think of Chinese women who used to have their feet bound.
Like the geishas. The Japanese.
I have to do with my...
The geisha girls, too.
That was Chinese.
Geishas were Chinese? I thought they were Japanese.
Geisha are Japanese. The foot binding was Chinese. Okay. You are very elite because, let's face it, if you want to run away, you can't. You can't do something on a 3-inch foot with your toes touching your heels. You can't run. You can't walk.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of treatment did you have, Alex? What kind of cancer treatment did you have?
It was for uterine cancer. And I know,
but did you have chemo or what?
Of radiation. Pardon?
You had radiation?
Radiation and chemo. And I had 8 views on a daily basis.
Okay.
Right there where the lymph all gathers right there in the stomach and groin area.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, we got fried.
So what I'm doing is I'm doing a lymph healing on you. Imagine there's a pneumatic tube that's in an oval, a vertical oval. Lymph fluid looks to me, and my analogies are hilarious at times, but it's just to give us a human frame of reference for what I'm seeing, because we don't have a frame of reference for this energetic healing. That's why I get these analogies. And lymph fluid looks like that globby fluid inside a lava lamp. And it's kind of an amber color. And so imagine a pneumatic tube, like the tubes they have at the bank when you go to the drive-through and you put the little container in and it sucks the container into the branch, goes up through the pneumatic tube. And so imagine that there are 2 holes. One has opened on the bottom of each foot. And the lymph is flowing in a big oval, and the impurities and the things that are problematic are going out those holes. So it's kind of like a reverse osmosis system of your lymph fluid, similar to what they do with purified water, bottled water. They'll say reverse osmosis done microfiltered. It's a similar situation. So what we're doing is we're keeping the fluid, but we're getting the impurities and the problems out of there. And just to get some of that fluid moving so that it doesn't stay and build up like it is in your system. Goodness. Okay. All right. Anything else you want me to check while I have you on my radar, just because you've had such a tough time? I'm looking for the sepsis to see what's going on there. I'm not seeing an infection at the moment. The cellulitis, I guess.
I made sepsis. Until they were going to release me early, and I said no, we're not coming back. We're not doing this again. It was so painful that when I saw the doctor on a Monday, and Wednesday afternoon I'm calling 911, and you could not even touch the leg. I couldn't stand, could not.
I'm so
sit,
sorry.
Could not lay down. Couldn't walk. All I could do was scream in pain.
Yeah,
it was worse than childbirth.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, hopefully that lymph cleanse is going to help, Alex, and good luck with all of that. And my goodness, it sounds like you've really been through a lot. So thanks for calling. I hope that helps. Okay, let's go to Michelle next. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Julie. Thank you for taking my call. I have a quick question. It sounds weird. Probably other people are going to think I'm off my rocker. I have 2 lights in my hallway, and I've been thinking that it's my friend who keeps coming through. But then I get this thought, and I get the goosebumps, and I feel like it's him, flashing. But then I think, maybe it's an electrical problem. I think I'm losing my mind is what it is. I work from home. Maybe I'm home too much. I don't know. But I do feel a presence. I just don't know if I'm losing it or if he's trying to give me a message.
What's your friend's name?
He's trying to give me a message.
What's your friend's name, Michelle?
Rick? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hello? Rick.
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Okay, so Rick, so he's right next to you. When we think of somebody, their spirit comes right in. If it's a deceased loved one, I mean, like instantly. So Rick, are you flashing the lights? He's saying, of course I am. And Michelle, how you know is it's that first thought that comes in your head. When the light flashes, you go, okay, Rick's messing with my lights. You're right. And then what happens? Then we try and analyze it and go, oh, it's just my imagination. I need to get an electrician in here or whatever. No, it's that first thing that comes in your head. If it was needing an electrical evaluation from an electrician, that would be your first thought. You'd be like, oh, I got to get an electrician in here, not, oh, Rick is messing with my lights. So that's how you know that it's him. The other thing is goosebumps.
I'm not.
Michelle, goosebumps are truth bumps. They're validation from spirit that what you're thinking is correct. So whenever you get goosebumps and you said you could feel a presence, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. You're not losing your mind. You're.
Sometimes I don't feel the goosebumps. Yeah. Sometimes I just see the lights flashing. So could that also be it, or does it have to be synonymous?
Well, the goosebumps can come. They don't necessarily have to come every time. But when you get goosebumps, if you've thought something or said something, that's spirit saying, yeah, you're right. That's the right thing. This is validation. The other times when you can get goosebumps too, Michelle, are when a spirit's close by because their frequency is so much higher than ours and our reality is dense that you're feeling that high vibration and your body's trying to match it. So that's what those goosebumps are in that situation. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps you know you're not crazy. You're thinking clearly, my girl.
Does he have a message for me? Does he have any messages, or is he just messing with me?
He just wants you to know he's around you. He just wants you to know he's around. But, if you want to ask him a question, you just ask him a question in your head or out loud, and he's going to answer you. And again, it's going to come in. Right. It's going to be the first thing in your head. So you'll be able to hear that. So I hope that helps. Okay. Thanks for calling. You bet. Okay, let's go to Millie next. Hi, Millie.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing okay, thanks.
Terrific. Thanks. Where are you located?
In southern Arizona.
Okay, terrific. How may I help you?
Yeah. Well, my mother passed away last month, and I wanted to know if she had anything to say about what's going on and like how she passed away and what like did she want to pass away at this time, or would she have waited, or was it a pleasant experience? And did she know she passed away?
Yes. Like yes, she knows she passed away. Yes, it was a pleasant experience. She told me she had a stroke. Did you just find her? Was she in bed? Was she asleep? Is that how you found her?
In bed. She was at a care home.
In bed.
No, yeah. I didn't find her. Just went. She seemed to have died in her sleep.
She did. She did. She said it was very easy. Yes, she decided to go. We all decide when we go, where we go, how we go, who's with us or not when we go, Millie. And that's hard for us to understand that, especially if we've been with our loved one at the end of their life and we're out of the room getting a cup of coffee and they slip out while we're gone and you're thinking, what's up with that? I've been here for 2 weeks and then you leave while I'm not here. But it's just we all are in control of that. So she's around you all the time. What I was just mentioning before with Michelle is you just ask her something or say something to her and she's going to answer you. It's going to feel like it's a thought in your head. It's going to come in instantly. And if you think about it for more than a couple of seconds, that's going to be your brain talking to you. So I hope that helps. Read my book, Angelic Attendants. It'll give you a lot of information and hopefully give you some comfort too. So thanks for calling, Millie. Time for another quick break. When we come back, we'll see who's next. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan show, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Our next caller is it Mata? Do I have your name right? Is it Mata? Hi. Mata? 646 area code. Hello, hello. Okay, well, let's try Naomi then. Hi, Naomi.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi.
wait, hold on. Speaker. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I didn't think I would get on.
You are my last person. So
I'm from San Francisco. Oh my God, perfect. I'm from San Francisco, California. And
wonderful.
I'm calling about my dog Ziggy.
Your dog Ziggy. What's going on with Ziggy?
So I just want to know if she feels, like how she feels in her body. I had like a reading on her in like 2018, and she was like feeling like numbness and pain in her head, and I was told to just like get her adjusted by an animal chiropractor, and was told that like her right atlas was like completely out, and it was affecting like her left side like muscle development. And so I like paid attention afterwards and noticed like when she walks, like her left hind leg kind of like lifts up, and so it's just not as strong. And I think that also might, I don't know, but I think that also might have to do with, so she has like digestive issues sometimes, and she's picky, and like last week she threw up like 2 times. So fun, but she's also, but she's like amazing, and she's my little soulmate. So I like super duper love her.
What kind of dog is she, Naomi?
She is a Chihuahua mix, so she's tiny.
I saw a thing on, I think it was on Instagram a couple days ago. It was this teeny weeny little Chihuahua, and it made a bed in somebody's shoe, like a Croc, those Croc shoes that they wear, kids wear.
She's not that tiny, but that's really cute.
Oh my gosh, this dog, I was like, how the heck did that dog fit in there? It was so tiny. It was so cute. All right. So what I had her on my radar just for time's sake when you were talking about her, and I watched an adjustment happen on her pelvis for her back legs. That you were saying that left leg she's kind of favoring it, and it looks like it's not as long, but the leg is as long. It's just that her pelvis was out of whack. So I would take her back to that chiropractor that you had, the dog chiropractor, and give her an adjustment on that.
Okay.
Because it just happened energetically, and that will help with that.
Did you just see like where it's out?
Yeah, her left hip. Or left back hip. Yep. Yeah. She's a bit of a twisted sister. Her pelvis was kind of twisted. So it was.
I know. Well, she's like laying there looking at me right now, like almost falling asleep. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah. No, she's darling, and she's gonna be fine. She just needs an adjustment. It'll be easy peasy. Do you have another question for her?
She needs another one. Does she like the food that I feed her? She's really picky, so
no.
I don't.
She said no. She hates it. She hates it.
Oh my God. Okay, well, what does she want?
they always say something like Alpo or something. She's saying Little Friskies. It's hilarious. They always say like the cheapest pet food you can get at the grocery store. That's what they love. My son's best friend Garrett, his cat Tippy wouldn't eat, and he kept saying, What is it my cat wants? So I'm talking to Tippy. Tippy's like, I want Little Friskies. And Garrett's mom was saying, I'm not buying that cat Little Friskies, that stuff. No way. And so finally they just bought the cat Little Friskies. The cat lived another 2 years eating Little Friskies. It was fine. It's hysterical how they say what they want.
Want Little Friskies.
That's what he's saying.
I didn't even know she knew what that was. What?
Yeah, Little Friskies.
I don't know Little Friskies.
Do they make Little Friskies for dogs?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'll need to look it up. I mean, honestly, like I cook her like eggs, chicken, peas, carrots, broccoli.
They want regular. She wants regular stuff, just nothing fancy. Regular stuff.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, is that even good for her? Okay.
Yeah. Think about the dogs that are on the street. They live a long time, and they're eating God only knows what. So, yeah, I think they're fine. She's fine. So, thanks for calling. I hope that you can find your chiropractor and get her adjusted, and I hope that makes her feel better.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks so much.
You bet.
I'm so
Take care.
Thanks for picking me.
Bye, Naomi.
Bye.
All right, everybody. That's it for this week. What a fun show. I think we got 14 or 15 callers on. That's up there. That's a bunch. So thank you to all of you who called in. If I didn't get to you, please call back in next week and let me know, and I'll do my best to get you on first. I always have more callers than time, but I do my best to get as many on as I can. To everybody that's listening, or if you're listening after the holiday weekend, happy Passover, happy Easter. I hope you have a wonderful time with your family if you have something planned. If you don't, then just go out for a walk and enjoy the springtime, regardless of what the weather is in your area. And thanks so much for listening to the show and participating in this community. I so appreciate you. Everything's at AskJulieRyan.com. Go there. I'm at Ask Julie Ryan on all the social media platforms, and you can follow me there as well. And to those of you who have read Angelic Attendant, my book, Angelic Attendants, What Really Happens as We Transition from This Life into the Next, please leave an Amazon review. It helps others find this material. So thanks so much, everybody. Happy Passover. Happy Easter. Mwah. Sending you love from Sweet Home, Alabama. Bye, everybody.
Be sure to follow Julie on Instagram and YouTube at Ask Julie Ryan, and like her on Facebook at Ask Julie Ryan. To schedule an appointment or submit a question, please visit AskJulieRyan.com.
This show is for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be medical, psychological, financial, or legal advice. Please contact a licensed professional. The Ask Julie Ryan Show, Julie Ryan, and all parties involved in producing, recording, and distributing it assume no responsibility for listeners' actions based on any information heard on this or any Ask Julie Ryan shows or podcasts.